Yes, sir. We back.
We are.
We got another one. We're going and we're growing.
I like that.
Welcome
we're
back.
growing. We're going and we're growing. I like that. Did you come up with that? Or did you hear that from somewhere?
I think I came up with it.
You came up with
Yeah,
it?
just
Okay.
when we started saying it.
All right, because I've never heard it, so
Man.
we're going to give that coin
At
to
least
you.
I feel like I came up with it now. Don't try to come for me. If you hear and you be like, I feel like I did. I didn't get it from you.
We're going to IMDb it to you, though.
Okay.
Yeah,
Boom.
we're going to IMDb it to you. You're going to get that credit.
Boom. I like that. Welcome back, more suckers.
So I was doing something off camera, and Infy was a little interested in what I was doing, and I was just aerating, the cognac or whatever it may be. So if a lot of people out there, if you don't know, you just grab the bottom of your glass, actually go to the base. Put your finger.
Pause.
Go to the base and just do little circles. Pause. This whole thing's a pause. Now you got me feeling crazy. You've got me feeling crazy. But you aerate it and then you sip on it. That's basically it. Because then you get the full body of the taste. So that's basically what that is. Sorry, my phone's going off.
I don't even know about aerating this shit. You know what I'm saying?
My shit.
I don't even know about it.
But yeah.
But as we always forget, this is another episode of the Unsolicited Culture Podcast.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Episode
18.
18. Thank you for saving the day, nigga. Because I don't... At this point, shit, it's another one.
Yeah. It don't even matter what episode it is. We're going to keep going. We'll number them correctly.
Right.
At the end of the day, we don't give a fuck.
It don't even matter.
You know what I mean? Like, that's for y'all. Like, the whole, you know what I mean? So y'all have something to go back to. Oh, that was episode 18 when you tell your friends about us.
Right.
Tell your friends about us. Oh, and once again, this episode is powered by and fueled by Duce.
Duce.
We are hopeful to be sponsored by Duce soon.
I'm keeping the faith.
So if anybody out there knows anybody, get them in contact with us. Blow up their Instagram.
Yep.
Blow up any sort of email, whatever they have. Just tell them they need to check us out and show them, that we support this brand from the early.
I'm pretty sure that we've already shared a story about how we, traveled through hell and high water.
Oh my God.
To try to get Duce at this time. At this particular time, I'm hearing from a lot of merchants that there's a shortage in Duce.
Hopefully by the time this episode comes out, that's not the same thing.
Right.
Because I need it in my life.
Hopefully, but at this particular time, there's a shortage. And, we've been going through hell and high water to make sure that we secure bottles for every fucking episode.
Yes.
Because that's what we want to do. That's what we believe in.
Yeah. And we're really drinking this shit. We go through, typically on a weekend when we go in and we do our shooting, we go through about 2 of these bottles.
All facts.
We go through about 2 because not only, we gotta create, we gotta ideate, we gotta sit down and we gotta figure out what we're gonna talk about and, get the energy going. We listen to a lot of music, so it's always good for that. And like Brown doesn't make us angry. Like a lot of, and I can't say it's all Brown, but I know for sure Duce does not give me that same effect.
Duce doesn't give me the same effect, not at all. I want to say, like, when I first switched over to, oh wow, this is such a fucking memorable moment. Why? When I first started drinking like Brown, I was off of like vodka and just whatever else I could get my hands on at the time.
Like the early shit.
Yeah. So then when I started, like when I was introduced to Brown, one of my homegirls was, drinking it, and she was just like, yeah man, this is what I'm on now. So I tried it and I was like, it took some getting used to. Yeah. But it's just, to me, it's smoother. Yeah. You don't get the same type of, I feel like I'm
hangover.
You don't get the same type of hangover. I feel like I'm more just like chill on the Brown. So I don't. The only other thing that I'll get into is maybe a good tequila.
Yeah, tequila's not bad. There's a couple. I like what I think it's called Tres. That's my favorite. Like one of those Tres.
I haven't had it.
That's probably my favorite tequila, if anything. That's always nice for like when you're on vacation. You know, good rum is always good when you're on vacation as well. You know, it's just like when in Rome type of thing.
Yeah.
So those are always really good like drinks when you're on vacation. Douce will be my everyday. Because as I've said on here before, like I don't even like to go to restaurants that don't sell it. That's definitely one of my things where I go and I'm like, all right, you know, which restaurants have it? Like I make sure I keep note.
Right there.
Yeah, I keep note of them just because I like it that much.
Yeah.
So like I keep note of the restaurants that have it, you know. So I just, you know, I try to keep it with that. Like that's how I look at it because I know like if I'm going to go out and go to a restaurant, I want to drink.
Yeah.
So like I know Sweet Chick has it.
Sweet Chick.
Here in LA. I know Mixtape has it in LA. And both of these are really dope spots, so I can't even be mad at. Like I can go to these places and be cool.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I like.
I feel that.
Y'all need to get rid of that Hennessy though, for real, man. Like restaurants need to at least add this.
Yeah, I'm gonna say add it. Yes. I feel like I don't know why our community or our culture has such a deep connection with Hennessy. I don't know what.
I do want to know what that's from.
I don't know where that came from.
We need to do some research.
We do, and if anyone you know has an idea of like how the origin and where that started, Black people in Hennessy.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of other cognacs out there.
Is it because we're brown?
But you have other cognacs out there.
Not many though. Remy, Courvoisier.
Remy's pretty big.
Remy's big.
Remy's pretty big.
But Hennessy is
huge.
I think it's hip hop. Remember like Mobb Deep had the Hennessy jerseys on in the first video, which I still want to this day.
Okay.
So if somebody has like a way that I could get one of those,
that'd be dope.
I want the red one. I want the red one. If I can find that.
How much bread you'll probably spend on that shit.
I got it. For shit like that, I got it. Like things that
money. Oh.
Things that mean something to me, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like things that mean something to me, I'll figure it out because at the end of the day, like I don't buy much.
Okay.
Right? But when something speaks to me and something makes sense to me, because I'll look at
in it.
Yeah, I'll invest in it. Like things like that mean like I look at things like that as memorabilia. You know what I mean? Like something that I could possibly hang up. Like I may not even wear that jersey, right? But if I was to get that framed, I'll hang that up in my crib. Everybody know what that is. Like you ain't even got to speak about that. It's a dope ass piece. It's like, yo, where'd you get that? You know what I mean? I look at this shit like as an art because that's what rap is to me. And like we were talking about it earlier, like it's our lifestyle. We live, we breathe, we sleep, we eat, we dress, we do all that shit is hip hop.
Yep.
For us.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? Just because of the times we grew up in. And there's people before us, people after us, whatever it may be, but I literally was brought up on that.
I did that. I would never I'm going to get the Red Octobers.
The Red Octobers.
I'm gonna get the Red Octobers.
It'd be nice to damn, I thought I was turning this off.
I would never wear them.
Yeah.
That may be mine as well. My bad.
And, no, that was mine for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like I definitely think it's like we need to start taking more appreciation in like things that have to do with our culture. That's why I collect vinyl. Yeah. That's why I've been buying like a lot of black art as well recently, like stuff that I just kind of want to like sit down and just just like for people to kind of like just go in and have a story about it. You know my vinyl. Like I have
crazy. You have a crazy collection.
I probably have about 1,000 right now, and that's not even crazy compared to other people in the world. I started about like 6-7 years ago, but I could tell you probably every single place that I bought each and every single one of those vinyl.
That's wild.
Like a lot of that shit has a story because it's like sentimental to me.
But that's dope though, and I feel as though, in that sense, overall, we should definitely value our art more. You know what I'm saying?
Every single piece of it, every single part.
In every form.
Yep.
In every form. You know what I'm saying? The fashion, the music, just every form of art that we put out there, we should value it.
Yeah.
Because it's being valued elsewhere. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I just bought, this sounds crazy, but I just bought some VHS tapes, right?
Wow.
I'm not going to watch them or anything because obviously I have streaming just like everybody else, but I bought Paid in Full. I bought Streets is Watching. I bought Love Jones, and I bought
Damn Love Jones.
I bought Men's to Society.
Damn Love Jones.
I have all those on VHS, right? And what inspired me was a store that really takes our art and things like that into appreciation. Is a place called Apartment 4B here in Los Angeles. And if you ever went into that store, it was based on those same things.
Yeah.
You know, like Paid in Full obviously means something to me.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah, that's my shit.
Love this shit, bro.
Yeah, it's my shit. It's my shit. So yeah, like I try to find ways to appreciate every single piece of art when it comes to hip hop, because that's kind of, you know, like I live and breathe that shit for real.
Of course.
So I'm just like trying to look for everything. Like I look for a bunch of just I'm always on like eBay or something looking for some sort of memorabilia. Just black shit just in general. Like the other day I was looking at this, it was like a placard, like a metal placard, and it said colored water fountain and white water fountain. And I was like, it was like $30. Should I buy this? You know, I didn't buy it, but
that's actually not a bad piece of, you know, art to put up in, you know, your lavish luxury home.
Right.
To me, it's just although it can represent many things, to me, I would just, you know, look at it as like where we've come from. You know
exactly, and that's how I looked at it.
Yeah.
And I would hope people can find the appreciation in those types of things. And even if they don't, let's have a conversation about it. Yeah. That's what art does. That's what, you know, memorabilia does. That's what our history does. Yeah. Right? So let's have a conversation about it.
I could appreciate that.
Yeah.
But Joe, you know what time it is right now. It's time for questions that my straight friends ask me. So recently, I started. I
didn't know where we were going, but okay, now I got it.
Now you got it, right? Yeah. Recently, I just started thinking about like some of the shit that between you and, you know, the producer of our show, Ashley, between the questions that you and her asked me, and just some of the other questions that I've been asked in life, right?
I always have some crazy shit. So.
I was like, yo, we need to somehow implement this into our platform. So, questions that my straight friends ask me.
Yeah, what happened this time?
Pretty much questions that are based on, you know, things that straight people want to know about, you know, my lesbian lifestyle. Okay. So this time, today's question was, damn, how do we even get there? We were talking about, me and Ashley on the phone earlier, and we were just talking about, I don't know, something, you know, our usual bullshit. And I think I, you know, challenged her, you know, I talk to Ashley, I talk heavy, you know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, I beat your ass type shit, right? And then you said, well, hey, just out of nowhere too, like me and her having this, you know, kind of heated back and forth. And then Rese pops in and says, well, hey, if me and you have a fight, is it considered, you know, domestic violence? Did you ask me if it was domestic violence?
Yeah, I did.
Or is it considered domestic violence?
Yeah, I was like, is it simple assault or domestic violence if I was to beat your ass? Like, what's the difference? Because, like, yes, you are a female, but if I didn't know, I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna beat her ass because she's talking about the hell of shit. Like, if I was to beat your ass, what are we calling this?
And what my response to him was, I'm gonna be a big bitch that day. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, oh my God, he punched me in the eye. I didn't see it coming. I'm hurt. He's a man. You know what I'm saying?
He's a man. Right? And I'm just a dainty woman.
Period. You know what I'm saying? When that happens that day, I'm gonna be a big bitch. Nah, but
just know that I am afraid of Infy, okay? I'm afraid of her.
I don't know why he would ever say that.
I'm afraid of her.
I don't know why he would ever say that to you.
That's all I'm gonna say. I wouldn't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary.
That nigga is lying to y'all. There's no reason to be afraid of little old me.
But I wanna be completely honest about some things really quick, right? We have some really crazy shit going on in this world right now.
Okay.
Right? You know, and I'm not even gonna go into, you know, the same, you know, like we've talked about these other conversations. Right. You know, we talked about COVID, we talked about, you know, like race relations in America. We've talked about this from the beginning.
And if you're in denial of how wild the times are, then you are on another fucking planet.
Yo, I saw a meme, oh my God. I saw a meme that said 2020 came in this year wearing black Air Force Ones. I saw that shit. I said, these motherfuckers is crazy.
Yo. It did though.
Like the internet,
it's real dirty. It's real just like
they robbed our summers.
Yeah.
They jacked our summer.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even interested in the summer with all the stuff that actually is happening. I'm actually more interested in what's going on right now.
Right.
Like fuck the summer, you know what I mean? But you know, I don't need like those are luxuries, right? Those are things that we're, you know, that we receive, fortunately enough, being in America, right? Obviously other places don't have these, like summer doesn't mean the same as what it does to other places, right?
Totally.
So we are awarded these luxuries being citizens of America, right? So I do appreciate those types of things with it, but there's other things here that we have to deal with that are very unfortunate, and we shouldn't have to deal with them. Right. So I'm you know, I pay respect to the people that are out there on the front lines, whether it be on the protests as well as people out there, you know, like essential workers doing their thing to keep us safe.
100%.
You know, such as within the health, you know, forum, as well as, you know, some of the police officers out there, you know, that are doing the right thing. I really would appreciate it if you guys were to speak up when you do see wrong. Because that's the only way things are going to change, because I understand the code, you know.
True.
I understand what's going to happen to you if you do,
but you're right? Break the cycle though.
Yeah, but some people do have to take that opportunity to be that martyr.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to be hated, you're going to be crucified for doing it, and I understand there's other things that may take place if you do that, and that's why I could never ask that of anybody, but I appreciate everybody that's out there doing it. Well, we both do.
Nah, fuck them niggas.
But what I wanted to talk about was like the streets, right?
Right.
Like we kind of had this conversation, you know, about like real and fake and all that type of stuff and whatever it may be. Hip hop per se, right?
Yikes.
We hip hop lives in a world of real versus fake when it comes to like street shit, right? There's this like underlying code that we always hear about of like, you know, don't snitch, right? And we've talked about this guy before. We talked about him on live, things like that.
Yikes.
And I don't really want to get into it about him per se, but he sparked he sparked an idea in my mind of like, are the streets dead? Or are the streets just not condoning what's going on by not speaking on it? Right? I see some rappers speaking on it, but I seen some weird stuff. I seen Nicki Minaj do a song with this guy. I've seen Akon post like a snippet. By the time this episode comes out, I'm not sure if the song will be out. I also seen academics post something that 6ix9ine has a song with one of the biggest gang. The words were biggest gangsters in hip hop. That's what academics said. So I don't know what that's going to come out, or who's going to come out, or if that's going to be something, like I said, by the time this episode is released, if that'll be out. But that right there shows me, or at least in my eyes, I'm like, shit, well, the streets is dead, especially hip hop.
Right.
Like, why would Nicki Minaj do that? Why would Akon, a guy that made a song called Locked Up, do a remix of the song called Locked Up with a snitch? Are the streets dead? What do you think?
Streets. Here's the thing.
Street.
I don't want to. A few different things. First of all, I don't want to give this one person all of this light, right? Because that's essentially, in my opinion, what the problem is, right?
Yeah. Whatever
he does at this point in time, there's a lot of light being shined on it because of just I guess I don't want to say
clout.
The clout. I'm looking for the right word. I don't want to say star power, but the clout.
He's infamous.
The gimmick, right?
Okay.
The reach that he has right now, the platform that we continuously give him. I don't want to just make this about him because I feel like outside of this individual and this character, it exists.
Yeah.
In hip hop, you know what I'm saying? There are a lot of things that are not street, but you know, when you go back to the beginning of it to try to understand it, you have street niggas that started this. dealings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You had niggas who had dealings in the street that kind of began this,
Mm-hmm.
but now you start to move on and this art form picks up across the globe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Celebrated everywhere. And forgive me if I'm wrong, but I feel like sometimes we're far removed in hip hop from the streets.
Yeah.
You do now. I know
for sure too.
In this shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure. But I also know that there's a certain level of celebrity that you reach where you're far removed from that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're not there anymore. So,
and which I hope for everybody.
Right, I want you to progress.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want you to move forward. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, street life is something that I feel like, wow, it's going to be around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be something that's a part of our culture. I don't see it going anywhere. Things changing, the way that things are done maybe will change.
Mm-hmm.
But it will always have a space in the culture. Now, what really brought me to this was the conversation that Nikki was having in relation to, street niggas may feel a way about this particular character and what he's doing because it doesn't represent their lifestyle.
Yeah.
But a lot of you rappers and entertainers don't have a leg to stand on. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys aren't in the streets. A lot of you aren't in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Leave out all of the names and speculations.
Mm-hmm.
In general, a lot of you are far removed from it.
Yeah.
Are the streets dead?
And we're proud of you for being far removed.
Yeah, grow, nigga.
Please.
Grow.
Make sure that
do
that's
other
clear.
Things. You know what I'm saying? I told you I love it when a hood nigga get on wax and recite. It's like poetry.
Yeah.
I know you've been through these things.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've lived this.
Yeah.
But a lot of the shit that y'all popping, I can't even feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't even sound real coming from you. So to go back to your question, are the streets dead, right? Yes, what Nikki said has a lot of great valid points in them, right? I don't feel like the streets are dead. I feel like this street shit and music may be dying.
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole facade of I have to be this gangster, hip hop rapper,
Got you.
You know that thing that they that blanket they try to throw over the industry.
Yeah.
I feel like that can die, right? Because you can be. Yeah, you can be a street nigga in music.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You can grow, you can evolve, and you can do other things. But you can also just be a fucking artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like I kind of want that shit to die because I don't want that rap guy to be labeled as that rap guy.
Yeah.
He's an artist.
I don't want to see us on, the frontline newspaper.
He's a thug.
Being talked about in that manner. Oh, because he talks about guns in his record, now we're going to put him in jail because he's talking about it on his record. I don't want to see that from any of our older guys, our elder statesmen. I don't want to see that from any of our young guys, man.
Right.
And I really want us to be out here, succeeding. Like, talk your shit, but know that if you really did do this shit, you got off. So don't put that on record.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like let's I'm not saying don't talk about it because like we said, we both love it.
Yeah.
We both enjoy it, right? But keep like the real shit out of it. Like I'm sure you could change your story.
I think more so to clarify myself, right? So that no one takes this the wrong way. I want for the negative
connotation.
Yeah, I want the negative connotation to be left out of rap. You can be a street nigga and you can be in music and you can tell your story. But for the most part, a lot of times other people look in and they automatically relate, music with or rappers with some type of, negative background.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Or negative upbringing or history. And truth be told, a lot of you niggas are just niggas that love music and wanted to be rappers.
Yeah.
Truth be told.
Yeah.
A lot of you niggas took on this street facade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you never came from this shit.
And that's fine as well.
That's fine. It's fine.
That's fine as well.
But I don't want you to have to feel like you have to do that.
Yep.
I don't want for, rap to be defined as that, and there's been a ton of artists that have come in the game and kind of broke down barriers, and Lupe brought different sounds. You know, a Lupe, yes, you know what I'm saying? Just be who you are.
Because you want to, and what we've seen over the years with the people that are always themselves, from a 50 Cent, right, to a Jay-Z, to a Nas, to a Kanye West, to a Lupe Fiasco, to a Common, right? That's crazy. I just named like 3 straight New York dudes, 3 straight Chicago dudes, and I could add a bunch of other people in, right? But like the way that they are completely different spectrums, those 3 sets of guys,
right?
But they all come from 3, walks of life, and I deem them as being truthful in a lot of situations. Like some things may be exaggerated, yes, but a lot of that is truthful, and those guys are able to be who they are to this day and never had to not be themselves. Right? So, and I would love for people that are out there, if you consider it faking, or, taking on a facade of certain things, like, understand that about those artists and understand that you could do that as well, because somebody out there is just like you. The reason we listen to these artists is because either we can relate or we enjoy the story, right? When you tell a story that's true and honest, people can tell. Right? So do that, try to find that within yourself.
Another reason why I want for this negative undertone to kind of be killed is because it was also mentioned that on another platform it was mentioned that if this really is about street shit, right? And in this music, if it's really about street shit, then why y'all niggas ain't doing what needs to be done to get this nigga?
Yeah. I think we talked about that. I think I said something about that. That was on live though.
That may have been on the live.
The dude from North Carolina that said that shit, the young dude from North Carolina, he said like you need to go out there like, and I don't want to condone any of this by any means. He was like, if y'all are some real street niggas, y'all need to get out there. Like y'all can't touch him. Y'all need to touch his mama, touch his kids, touch his wife or his girl. Like, that's what he said. If y'all really about this street shit, that's what he said. And
again, we're not condoning any of it, but that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? If this is really street shit in this music, then why is not whatever needing to be done being done? This dude is out here doing videos and collabs
and laughing at
with the likeness of major artists, you know what I'm saying? Just moving around. Now, he may be moving around a certain way. We all know he's not moving around free.
Yeah, definitely.
But at the same time, like, are you that untouchable? Are you that untouchable?
And I don't understand how, like, even from a legal perspective or a judge's perspective, they allow this to happen. Like, are they doing this to, like, basically kind of like entrapment, you know what I mean? Like putting him in a situation.
He's back out here.
He's expendable.
Saying the same thing he has to be.
You know what I mean?
He's back out here sending the same exact message. Right?
It's crazy.
The same exact.
He said something about shooting a nigga in a chicken spot on the last record, and I did listen.
He's out here sending the same exact message, and what more do you expect? You know what I'm saying? Classic snitch shit.
Yeah.
I get out, I'm back at the block in the spaces that I used to be. And yeah, in my opinion, I'm just, here to make other niggas hot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's street shit.
Yeah.
You a rat, get out. You not fucking with this nigga. Nobody's fucking with this nigga because he's hot. And he's here to make other shit hot.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, regardless how you feel about it as it pertains to music, they hit it spot on. You know what I'm saying? This shit is not the streets.
Yeah.
It's not the streets. A lot of you would cry if you knew
what really goes on.
What the fuck really happens in this shit. So
yeah, and the people that are out there really like condoning this shit or playing around with it and joking with it and things like that. Watch yourselves. Be careful.
Yeah. It ain't really niggas' lives.
People have lost their lives, had to put years in for this shit.
Alright. Let some motherfucking street niggas show you some shit, some real shit.
Yeah.
So are the streets dead? No. In my opinion, no, I don't think the streets that the streets are gonna live on.
Yeah.
But in this music shit, like that facade is dying quickly. I don't have any faith in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I don't know the nigga, you know what I'm saying? If I don't know the rapper or the artist, and I don't really follow his music and his journey, you're not just gonna immediately sell me that you this street cat, you know what I'm saying?
Not him.
With the blickies and the sticks
and the rainbow
and all the
rainbow,
drums, you know what I'm saying? I don't care how much you're saying in your song, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta, it's niggas out here really that have taken years and have taken like
have lost many things, whether
many
it be friends,
things for
family,
you to be on wax,
time,
just like
playing around,
pretty much. And I want more street niggas to really value that. At one point in time, like the dope man was like, you know how that used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like the dope man in the hood. I'm not talking about music.
Yeah.
In the hood, the dope man was like, yo.
Yeah.
I wanna.
Yeah, because he had the cars, he had the girls, he had the clothes,
like that. Like that nigga's real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's respect.
Now
you know
it's everybody looking up to the rappers. And we don't even know what
different.
their real lives are.
We don't even know. It can all be smoke and fucking mirrors in Hollywood. It's different out here. So please, street niggas, rise up. Hold your fucking nuts. Let these niggas know it's real. It's really real out here on these streets. For those of you who are living it. For those of you who are just using it as a means of, clout, fame, whatever.
And not appreciating it, right?
And not appreciating
Taking advantage of it. Y'all, you'll see what happens.
Kill that.
Y'all see what happens.
That can go. That can die quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can kill all that shit. And I recently heard that so I recently heard that 6ix9ine. Oh god damn it. It hurts. It hurts to say his name.
Yeah.
Sorry, as dramatic as I am, but
like
bro, I just
it's like
right?
Candyman.
This guy, you know what I'm saying?
He's not gonna show up and kill you. He's gonna show up and play his music.
Let's just say Rainbow. I think I'm a little bit more comfortable with just saying Rainbow, right?
Rainbow, okay.
So Rainbow.
We should call him Bruce.
Bruce?
Because of the sharp chain that he has, we should call him Bruce.
Bruce. I'm cool. I'm cool with that.
Bruce.
So Bruce, right? So Bruce, and everything that's going on with Bruce right now, what he's been able and allowed to do, is kind of just, and this may have been extreme, an extreme comparison or analysis, but
it triggered something.
It triggered something in me, right? But what Bruce has been able to do, getting out of prison, being a known snitch, even wearing the title proudly, is white people's, or just let's just say the powers that be, right? The powers that seek to kind of control, or and in some senses oppress. It's their way of saying, hey, we don't need this particular specific culture for this art form anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Being hip hop.
Being hip hop.
Wow.
Being hip hop.
Okay.
For hip hop's this specific genre, we don't need the black culture to be able to sell records or keep things going, to chart.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily need them to be involved.
They don't need to be the main.
That doesn't have to be the center of the art form, or even you cannot ever discredit our culture from birthing this art form.
Yeah.
But there are things that can be lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There are things that can happen that can distract you from the true intentions, or the true essence of where things come from. So when I saw that, I was like,
it triggered you.
It's kind of a good question. Like, is this a way for them to say, hey, you know, here's our bait, or here's our plant?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's see how this works.
Let's see what we can get out of this situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can really make this happen.
Yeah, and I think you said that word, and just to add some things there as well. Well, not add, but just like that word you said, plant, right? We've been seeing it for a little while now.
You think so?
We've been seeing it for a little while now.
Ooh, this is a different subject now. Ooh, this is actually a different subject. This is a different subject that I don't know if I want to get into right now.
We're not going to go deep. I won't go deep into
Okay.
it. I will name a few that I believe.
Oh boy, here we go.
Don't. If you feel like it's going to get deeper, don't engage me on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just say, hey, we'll have to talk about it later. Because we do have some other things we definitely want to get to. But one of mine, if we're going to start with, and this goes back to, I don't know when the time was, but we could start with people like Vanilla Ice. Right? We found a guy on the street that was into music. We probably wrote the song for him. We dressed him. All these types of things. Because we see who he is now. Right? He looks completely different. Mm-hmm. Right? So maybe that wasn't him before either. Mm. So possibly a industry plant. Another person for me is Eminem. Eminem is an amazing lyricist. Not to say, like, these guys are still artists, right? These guys are still artists. I'm not taking away from their art, their form, whatever it may be, or what it was about them to get picked, but there's a possibility that that man was an artist. There's no way. I've never seen somebody have as much success as he did on his first, like, single. You know what I mean? Like, even 50 Cent, right? 50 Cent was big on his first album, like the first release was huge.
Right.
But Wankster wasn't as big as My Name Is. You know what I mean? Like, and prior to that, you know, we know that he had mixtapes. I think it was called Infinity or something like that. He had a project before Eminem did. But other than that, after that, his first album was that, and that single went crazy. Yeah. Based off of Interscope Records and the people involved. So that, to me, is plant-ish. You know? Okay. Then, you know, you got like Iggy Azalea. You got people like, Bruce. You got people like, there's a bunch of other people that fall in that line, okay. Right? So I think they've been trying it for years, and I think they failed. And we're like, they're just trying to figure it out. They're just putting a lot of pieces together and, you know, doing research and just all those types of things. And then they came up with this. This is the first person that they've been able to really attach themselves to try to put them in the game, got caught up in some stuff, and they took advantage of it. Okay. Right? Oh wow, we're gonna use this. You know, we're gonna use this to our advantage. We're gonna put some money behind this, and let's see what happens. Let's try to kill that. Right? And it takes away from us and the purity and the honesty of our art specifically, right? Okay. Our honesty isn't just based in, you know, just street shit, but just honesty in general, right? You know, we have a Chuck E, we have a KRS-One. You know, we're built on that. We have a Melly Mel. We have, you know, like a Grandmaster Flash and a Furious 5 and those guys, like, and what they created early on. And then we even have, you know, like to a, once again, like a Nas or Jay-Z, to a Common, to a Snoop Dogg, or to a Ice Cube, or whatever it may be, like, there was an honesty there. Maybe not something that all of them lived their own lives, right. But there's an honesty there that came out of that people were able to relate to. Right. We can't even relate to this kid.
Bro, I don't see anything coming from... I don't see any other reason why, you know, the labels, the execs, and whomever would be backing this kid right now, outside of greed.
Yeah, that's it.
Greed is fueling this. Period. Yep. I don't give a fuck. Because if you say, I see how much he was able to chart in his numbers prior to that, you know, going down off of the clout that this kid was able to create, genius. It's all marketing. It's genius.
Yep.
Not trying to discredit you.
Yeah.
But it's fucked up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's scary.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's risky.
It's scary and it's risky and it's crazy to sit back and see, like, don't get that deep into it. But you motherfuckers made this shit happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You made this shit happen. This nigga really, did these types of numbers or was able to, draw this attention. And I don't see anything else outside of that. I don't see anything fueling that but greed. You guys saw what he can do before. You know what I'm saying? Now imagine getting this nigga off.
Yeah.
And then having him go back.
Yeah.
And then pairing with artists like a Nicki.
I feel like what I want to say is, and I don't. What's really fucked up about the Bruce situation is that he made his career off the backs of our culture. Unfortunately, it may be a negative aspect of our culture, but it's still our culture, right? If we allow something like this to happen, right, then we're going to continue to allow it to happen in the future. And then what you heard or how we feel about the situation can actually be taken care of, and like their plan could be, I guess, fulfilled, right? If we allow this. So like, if you are out there, listening to it, and I did listen. I paid attention to certain things, and just to see what was happening, I was like, maybe he'll like try to say something different. Maybe he'll come out and be a different person. Maybe he's remorseful.
Not at all. It's kind of like exactly what the title was of the song that was just dropped. Is exactly what he's doing. He's trolling, and it's intentional. Yeah. And we keep having these conversations, or at least I keep bringing up this word, your intentions, because that's fucking. Pay attention to people's intentions. Yep. He's coming out and he's going along with the intent to troll and kind of make fun of what he's done. And
what I haven't seen enough of is us taking people like Akon and Nicki Minaj, and we haven't held them accountable for what they just done, what they just did.
That cancel culture, you know what I'm saying? That whole cancel thing, that big thing that's going on right there.
You're doing it to some people that don't deserve it, and some people that do.
Agreed. I think that just what this guy's message is and what he's standing for, and what he's supporting, I don't feel like it's anything positive or something that is going to move our culture forward. Yeah. So
let's allow him to influence those kids in suburbia, right? Don't let him, influence our culture and change us and make us feel like we're different than what we are. Right. We know what we come from and things like that. Well, not all the way, but we know what this is. Right. Allow him to influence that. Don't allow this to infiltrate your system, your family, your kids, whatever it may be, because it's nothing but negative here. Right. None of this is positive by any means. I don't even know why. I don't even, like I said, I told you before, I don't even understand how the judge can allow him to come out after going through this situation and allow him to talk the stuff that he's still talking. Right. Like, that don't even make sense. Like, how can you get on the internet? Yeah, how can you, like, not
even that. You know what I'm saying? Because you could probably get into the the law and there's probably, I'm sure there's ways around it. I can talk about how to my music is my form of art, right? But as a consumer, why are you still tuned in? It's purely a facade. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's something that has been said. Why are you still tuned in? Like, how the fuck is, this many numbers, unless this is some fluff? That's a lot of fluff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If it's fluff, it's a lot of fluff. For what? For what? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's some shit that can really be canceled. Y'all been canceling a lot of people.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying?
What? Some are deserving.
Some are deserving.
Let me not say deserving, right? There's some things that are questionable. We can question people on things.
No, very frankly said, there's some things that we can cancel. There's real things that we can cancel, and we need to stop.
Recently or just in general?
In general.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that we still do that we can cancel and just stop fucking with. And as hard as that may be, if we were to eliminate it, maybe that would help us to move forward as people, as individuals. But yeah, no, so very frankly said, there's a lot of things that can definitely fucking be canceled. But there's a cancel culture that's, you know, pop trendy right now. There's that trendy fucking cancel culture.
Yeah.
That, you know, there's just some things that I feel like people are too quick to squeeze the trigger on.
Yeah, based on our opinion. Just because somebody doesn't think the way you do, you decide to cancel them. Mm-hmm. Right? And there's a few that I'm just like questionable of. Right? I understand like where you guys are coming from in situations as well. Like I can see both sides of things. But at the end of the day, some things are just questionable. Like one, it takes away from what we're trying to do out here, right? It deters us, right? It makes us take a detour, and then we have to get back on track again, right? Because we go over here to try to handle something, and then we got to get back on track to say this is what we're actually trying to do. When you could just focus and get to that person later. You know what I mean? Like, the internet doesn't forget. We got memes like, I'm hearing motherfuckers saying now, I'm going to keep it 2 Virgils with you. Come on, 2 Virgils?
Genius.
2 Virgils.
Genius.
It's genius as hell.
My nigga, but not everybody. It's genius because if you know, you know. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to get that.
Yeah.
When you can go...
That's our culture.
I know some.
That's our culture.
Right.
That's
why it's genius. Because I know somebody I can go up to and be like, yo, I'm going to just keep it 2 Virgins with you right now. You bad as fuck. And that bitch going to be like, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did you just say to me?
Yeah.
I know somebody I can go up to and say the same thing. And they will be like, true.
Yeah.
You know
they going to understand.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's the beautiful part of the many beautiful parts about like our culture. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. And I just think there's certain people out here we need to give the opportunities to either explain themselves. And I think I've said this before, and this isn't my quote, but I always hear it from Charlemagne. He says that today's society would not allow Malcolm Little to become Malcolm X. Right? And I think we need to take that into consideration with a lot of these people, because if we look at Malcolm Little, right, and what he was doing, or when he was considered Detroit Red, and like what his lifestyle was, we would never allow him to get to being, you know, Malcolm X and, you know, the leader that he ended up being, you know, because he was able to live his life and have faults and allow himself to actually overcome those faults. Okay. Right? And become himself, his true self. Okay. Right? Not to say that that's what these people are going to lead their lives and become. Right? I don't want to put that on those people, because I'm sure, not say I'm sure, but that may not even be what they're looking to do. They may just be out here looking to make jokes and be funny or whatever it may be. And like, when I heard the whole B. Simone thing, and they killed her for her preference,
started there. So B. Simone has just been hit, you know, back to back recently.
Left and right.
She's been hit. She's been beat up a little bit. You know
left and right.
And it started there with, you know, whether or not she would prefer a guy that worked a regular 9 to 5. I assume, and we can break that down into whatever the fuck we wanted to. Or someone who was just like a entrepreneur, or you know, own their own business, brand, whatever. Yeah. So she was killed on that. You guys, you know, tried to cancel her on that, and then there was something else.
Which I want to be clear with. I don't agree at all. This is this woman's preference. You know, I stand with her on that. Like, I have a preference myself on the way that I would want my, you know, the vision and the thought process and things like that of the woman that I'm dating, I would want her to have as well. Right. You know, anybody should. You shouldn't want to just go into somebody that's just this like deaf, dumb, and blind person. Right. You know, and just living off of a 9 to 5. Like, if they don't have any more future like obligations or like things that they want to do. Right. You know, if they're not directed or trying to go anywhere, it's like.
I want for us as, you know, and I'll put all of us in there. I want for us as consumers, as listeners, as followers to just start being more conscious of, you know, us thinking for ourselves, being able to form our own opinions and our own thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And not just going with what the media or what is, you know, whatever is being posted and put out there as truth. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel as though that a lot of things are edited and filtered and a lot of different things before they're posted online. And you as a follower and you as a listener, you're only going to see the fucking highlights. Please remember that these are highlights. You don't see the grind, because if B. Simone didn't have this platform, you know what I'm saying?
We wouldn't even be worried about
what you're talking about. You wouldn't even know, right?
Or if she didn't have, you know, how many of her followers she has, if she had a quarter of that,
right,
we wouldn't even be worried about
right, this. You wouldn't even know, you wouldn't even see the things that went into her being the person or even getting to the statement that she made. Like, things can be edited, you know what I'm saying? Things can be changed so that you are hearing a certain, you know, piece of information that makes it sound like, and then you have, you know, blogs and you have different social media, you know, sites that post these articles, and you're only getting tidbits of the actual things that are going on.
We need the full spectrum of everything.
You need to have the full spectrum. You need to understand everything that was said from start to finish in that conversation in order to be able to understand, you know, where this person was coming from completely. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you guys are so willing to cancel people's livelihoods off of sound bites, you know what I'm saying, where you have real instances of not even real instances, not to say like real, like that wasn't a real matter, it definitely may be to some of you, right? But when you have like other instances of corporations taking from our culture, you know what I'm saying,
in front of our eyes,
that you motherfuckers frequent, and I'll just even say we. Well, actually, the one that I have in mind, I don't. But that people frequent, you know what I'm saying, every fucking day. You know, brands that you use every day that have taken from our culture, and you still spend your money with these, you know, with these brands or on these brands and with these corporations, and you're so quick to cancel somebody within our culture. You know what I'm saying? So I want for us to kind of think about that, like why we're so quick to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Not every and another thing I want to be clear with is because not everybody's opinion is going to be everybody's opinion is not going to be the same.
Of course not.
Right? The differing opinions are going to be the ones that push our culture forward. Right? Because think about this. Malcolm X, in the time that he came up, there was a large population of us going with the non-violent protests and being with Martin Luther King. Right? Malcolm X in the Nation of Islam for years, but him, and more importantly in a sense because he was the forefront for a long time, and he was one of the biggest names of the Nation of Islam, pushed a culture and pushed the mind state of by any means necessary, and, you know, do not turn the other cheek. So not a non-violent way of things, but if somebody was to slap you, you're going to slap that man back, right? So he came in with a completely different mentality, and he drove a lot of people to that, right? And at that same time, you have these two differing opinions, giving the ability for us as a culture to decide who we want to go with. Neither one of them were wrong, but it gives us the ability now to get in line with one or the other, and then it will allow us to move forward with our culture on both sides at a better rate than the people that were just sitting around like, nah, I don't agree with just sit there and just getting hit and not doing nothing about it. Now they have somebody they can attach themselves to, right? So now you're mobilizing everybody, right? So it gives us the ability there when you allow differing opinions to come in, right? Because then you can mobilize everybody. Not everybody thinks on the same wavelength. Right? We just we don't need to cancel ourselves. We can talk about these things later in private. These things do not need to go on the shade room comment board. Right? I know you're.
You know,
I know you be in there.
I frequent shade room, and I have no shame. You know what I'm saying? I can You know what? I frequent shade room, and I can agree and disagree.
Absolutely.
Just because I don't follow them actually. I go to their, you know what I'm saying? It's somewhere that I would go to see, okay,
I see it from you guys in the group chat.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like what's being said now. And that's cool. I want to hear everyone's perspective.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We can talk about it, and we can talk about it respectfully, and it can be passionate, it can be heated, but I understand that there are other opinions, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't. A lot of people will not accept that people have opinions. As long as we live and exist, there will be an opposing opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's not just going to be what you feel and how you feel about things. So,
and that's one thing. Like, as much as I love the internet and what the internet allows us to do and the access that it gives us and things like that, whether it be the advancements in health. The access to information, because there's a lot of things out there like that I'm sure, not I'm sure, but things we never learned about. You never learned about Tulsa, Oklahoma in school, right? But the internet allows us now.
Yep.
Right? So what was it called? There was another town, Gold something in North Carolina, I believe. Can't remember what the name of that town was, but it was something Gold. It had something to do with that, but it was a very similar town to North Carolina, Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? So the internet gives us access to that type of information, right? But there's also a lot of misinformation on the internet as well, and the ability for people to go on there and kind of say things that are demeaning to people,
right?
That could, such as like the girl that filmed the George Floyd thing. She was getting death threats. People, she's like 19 years old. Yeah. Just imagine being that young, getting praise, but then also getting hate. How do you balance that?
Right.
Right? As a 19-year-old girl that probably just lived a normal life. She may have never even been stopped by the police. May have never even had this thought process about the police being bad people.
True.
Right? And then she sees that, so we're already seeing this traumatic experience. Right, of what she had to, witness with George Floyd and being there for, however long she was. I know 8 minutes and 46 seconds is a big thing because that was the amount of time that he kneeled on his neck, right? But then you have to go home, and now it's not just that 15, 20-minute video. It's your everyday life.
Now I have to process and live with that.
And it's always going to be your life, unfortunately, because she's always going to hold that.
Right.
And just so I love the internet, but also we need to understand that we need to be more human in our everyday lives and be able to process it that quick. I feel like there might have to be a course that we have to take on the internet and how we need to use the internet, goddammit. Because people use it for fucked up shit. I know.
Then you'd be asking for way too much. But yeah, I agree. If we can be more human, if we can be more human on the internet, which is a crazy thing, I feel like a crazy thing to say, right?
We act as if the internet is like an alter ego, or it's not us.
It's a false. Sometimes
that's fucked up.
At times I feel like it's a false fucking reality, and it is. It's a false reality for some people. But if we can just all be fucking humans at the end of the day, maybe we can. I want this cancel culture shit has to go, bro.
Yeah, it gotta go.
It because I don't feel like it's being used at the level of responsibility that it needs to.
We would never have a 3-6 Mafia. We would never have a Richard Pryor. We would never have a Eddie Murphy. We would never have a lot of people if we allowed if cancel culture was a thing.
Bro, you just said a mouthful. I don't think that if cancel culture is what it is at this moment.
Who's being able to come up in this time?
Right. Like, if we take it back to that era of just like artists and entertainers, they probably wouldn't exist. And I don't think people would allow it. I don't think people would be able to handle it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and not to say B. Simone's the next Richard Pryor or anything.
No.
But if we don't allow her the opportunity to grow,
we don't know
and
who
be her
she's
full
going to
potential,
be. Right.
We got to. We gotta let her. We got to.
Yo, you don't have to agree.
As long as you ain't out here doing nothing illegal and you doing something crazy, I'm not talking about cancel culture to the motherfuckers that need to be in jail.
Right, and that's not moving society forward.
Yeah.
And contributing something positive. If you're up here doing fucked up wild shit, like, I get it.
Yeah.
And if it's inhumane, I understand.
Absolutely.
We're gonna cancel you. You probably need to be canceled. But I'm not gonna sit here and support canceling someone's livelihood because you don't have the same opinions as me. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. Listen to that. That's fucking wild. You're bugging.
Like, just imagine somebody...
I don't agree with this nigga, with her saying that her nigga has to have some type of business or whatever in order for her to, like, yo, that's first. That's the first thing I heard. You know what I'm saying? That's really the first thing that I really heard being pumped up, and I'm like, are you motherfuckers serious? It doesn't matter.
Just imagine.
Don't date this bitch, quite frankly.
Man, just imagine if somebody was to come in your house and listen to the conversations that you have with your significant other on a day-to-day basis.
And try to cancel me.
And cancel you, and you couldn't work at, fucking McDonald's no more. Not you.
Right.
But
just
imagine.
Else. Just imagine. So... And if that's being, if you feel like we're, kind of dumbing that down, let's have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
Because we can agree to disagree in life. We can agree to disagree, you know what I'm saying? And as heated or as passionate as we may be about whatever end of the, spectrum we're on, it's going to be just that. You're not always going to have someone that's going to be on the same shit that you're on. There are different people. So to say that you're going to cancel someone's livelihood over, a situation, at such as that, I can't get behind it. And a lot of the shit that y'all trying to cancel, it's ridiculous. Be able to form your own opinion.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And with that, I'm going to keep it 2 Virgils with you. Okay?
That's what we doing?
And y'all out there, I'm going to keep it 2 Virgils with y'all. This has been another episode of the Unsolicited Culture Podcast.
Your episode number what?
Episode number 18.
One day I'll know.
One day you'll get it.
I'll get it.
You out here acting like Joe. Bitter Infy.
Wow.
Bitter Infy.
You're bugging. Okay.
She just comes in, guys, and be shooting. That's it.
Damn.
She talk hella shit about you. No, I'm playing.
Damn, you're bugging. You know what?
I'm joking. I am joking. Not at all. Y'all know how we get that. Like, we gonna hear honest as hell all the time. But once again, this has been another episode of the Unsolicited Culture Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share it. Go to unsolicitedculture.com. That's where everything is available. You can get all of our episodes.
Yes, sir.
You can get all of our playlists.
Yes, sir.
You can get everything there.
Yes, sir. And I know I've been saying the shit. I know I have. But we got some shit coming. We got some shit coming for y'all, man.
It's finalized.
Be on the lookout. You'll be seeing it soon. I'm excited to drop that shit for y'all. So again, tune in. Be on the lookout. It costs $0 fucking dollars.
How much?
$0 fucking dollars to like, comment, subscribe, and share the shit. So support the homies. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we out of here.
Peace.